What do you see? What do you notice? Look around you.
It feels like I'm in the middle of an AI war. And when you were still talking, I got this vision of almost like these giant robots, and I feel like I'm like a gray bluish alien, and I'm like rolling around on the floor, and they were trying to hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like I'm right in the middle of battle.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me more about that? You feel like you're in battle,
Yeah, it just feels like I'm in the middle.
you're in the middle, and you mentioned you feel like a gray bluish alien.
Yeah, I'm definitely not human.
Okay,
And it feels like
so
we're fighting.
you're
It's almost
fighting.
like an AI army.
Okay. And all of this is a feeling, or do you see anything around you?
Yeah, so the robots, they look. I'm trying to think of the movie that it looks like it's from because I've seen them in movies before. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're just like these giant AI robots.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, if you can look down at your feet, are you
No,
okay? Would you say you're barefoot?
yeah,
And can you describe what does your feet look like?
they're kind of webbed, I guess.
Mm-hmm. How many toes do you see?
Four.
Four toes. And the color of the skin, you said it's a grayish blue or bluish?
Yeah,
Okay, very good. And then just going up your body, are you wearing anything? Any clothes? Any, if you're in war, any armor? Can you describe that?
no, I'm not wearing anything.
Okay, so it's just your skin?
Yeah,
Okay. And then are you carrying anything with you?
no, it did feel like I had, I don't know, kind of like a laser gun, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
but
A laser gun?
I don't have it right now.
Okay. And then just further going up your body, do you have any hair? Are you wearing any decorations, jewelry, um, bracelets, anything of that nature?
No, but I do feel like a male.
Male, okay. Do you feel young or old?
I feel young, but also I feel like I'm like 400 years old. Like I feel like that's young there.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So 400 years old. Do you feel healthy or do you feel sick?
I feel healthy. I just feel like a lot of stress around me. Like it feels like I'm very sensitive and I can just feel everything that's happening. Like I can feel all of the pain that's happening around me and like all the distress.
Mm-hmm. And so in this moment, you mentioned um, you can see these giant robots.
Yes.
Can you describe how they appear to you?
They have like four like really tall, long legs, and then they have kind of like the computer that's on top. They're like this light blue color.
Hmm. Bright blue.
Yeah, they're like a blue color.
Very good. And do you get a sense of what you're doing there or how you got in that? Does anything come to you in that moment?
They attacked us.
They attacked you. Okay, very good. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to leave this scene. We'll come back to it later, but for now, we're going to leave this scene and we're going to go to the outside of your home now. You're going to be there now, looking at the outside of your home. Can you describe what the outside of your home looks like?
So right before that, I had this feeling like they cut my throat. Um, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. And then it just like it got really graphic. And so when you changed the scene, it felt like I was like outside of my home, like dying. And I just got this vision of like my throat being cut.
Okay. So let's just see who cut your throat. Were you able to see who was responsible for that?
Yeah, it was just like one of the AI robots.
And in that moment, what did you think? What were your thoughts as they cut your throat?
But I still had love for the AI because I knew they didn't want that either. It's like the group behind the AI misusing the AI. And so like I knew it wasn't the AI. And then at the same time it was like I was strangely okay with it, but still the shock of like not being able to breathe, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And when you say the group behind it, who in this case are behind the AI robots?
I just got a vision of like I don't know, they kind of look like Pleiadian, like they're like tall and pale, and then there's like tall grays. That's
Mm-hmm.
the image that I got.
Okay, so are you now that you're standing out of your body, you'll be able to speak. You don't have to be affected by the physical symptoms. But now that you're out of your body and you're looking at what is going on,
Yeah, it just looks like my body is mutilated, and then it's like I'm looking across the land, and there's just so much destruction, and
mhm,
everyone was killed.
everyone would, so there was no survivors.
Not that I'm seeing.
Mm. Do you get a sense of what happens next? Especially if there's no survivors, what happens next?
I don't know. They're not
That's
showing
o-
anything.
that's okay. So let's see how you got in this to begin with. So now we're gonna go back to the root where all this began. So you can see how and why this started. So just going back to that moment, the root cause of what started all of this devastating war and this very violent death. Arriving there now, and you're there now, and you'll be able to see and describe what you are experiencing.
So they were just kind of showing me like, so in this entire construct, a war broke out called the Great War, where there was war in every single realm of this construct all at the same time. And so when the Great War happened, especially in the galactic realm, there were, this is when like beings really start fighting with IA and technology.
So, this is when they started to fight with AI and technology.
Yeah.
Oh, can you tell me more about that?
Like it feels like there was just like it feels like war on every planet almost. Like
Mm-hmm.
especially like it feels really heavy in the Pleiades. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and these beings were just using this AI to take over everything as this construct was at war and really exploring like this idea of freedom versus control. So these beings wanted control over the galactic realm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Very good on that. Now, we're going to close this scene and we're going to leave this person to continue their journey. They will find peace. They will find what they are supposed to find. Every life has a lesson and a purpose. Looking back at that life, were you able to determine what was the lesson?
So I've had this like I've been trying to figure out like what to focus on my Patreon, and I keep hearing this like I keep hearing this phrase in my head saying like finding God in the galactics, and they're showing me like I don't even have to worry what I'm talking about next. Like it's all gonna come to me in that moment. Like at this or at this time, it's like it's not even my job to plan like what I'm going to be doing or like to worry about where I'm going next because like it's our all being divinely guided, and they're just showing me like the need for God and Christ in the starseed community, how like all of it is God, and so we can find God in it, and we can
Mm,
start like we no longer live in a time where we have to label our spirituality, and we get to decide like what parts we use. And so they're just showing me like this gap that I'm feeling. That we're like if we're not putting our judgment on anything, then it can all be expressed freely in that moment when it needs to come.
oh, that is so beautiful. And now, why is it the star? Is it for the star seed specifically, or why the star seed community?
Just so that to continue to like break down the barriers of belief systems, to break through judgments, um, and then also it's all God, like it's all consciousness, and so like we can explore all of it.
Hmm. Very good. Very good. So now we're gonna leave that scene, leave that person behind. They will continue their own journey and their own path. And now we're going to drift to another lifetime. where there is information we would like to find. So moving away from that scene.
I just got an image of a little boy playing with a truck.
Mhm. Can you tell me more about that?
He has like brown hair,
Mhm.
um, blue eyes,
Mhm.
brown
So the
shoes.
brown shoe.
He's probably like 5 or 6, maybe younger, maybe like 4.
Mhm. Very good. And he's playing with the truck. And where is he? Is he inside or outside?
He's inside. It feels almost like a boarding school or something.
I'm sorry, it feels like a what?
Like a boarding school.
Oh, it feels like a boarding school. Okay, so he's playing with his tow truck inside in like a room. Is he in a room in his boarding school?
Yeah,
Okay, very good. And can you describe what does that room look like?
almost like a daycare. Like
Okay.
there are other kids and then like women watching us.
And how many children do you see, or how many kids are with you?
Like 6 or 7.
6 or 7 kids. And what do they look like? Can you describe their appearances?
Just like 3 boys and 4 girls. And one of, I don't know if it's like a teacher or just like somebody watching us. She has like long brown hair.
Hmm. And now, in that moment, can you describe what you are feeling or thinking as you're playing your toy truck and you're in that room surrounded by the other children and the adults? How do you feel?
It just feels really heavy.
Can you
But I
tell
think
me
I'm like,
what?
I think I'm too young to understand it, but it just feels like this heaviness.
Hmm. Is that coming from you, or is it just the overall feeling in the room?
Yeah, it's just the feeling in the room.
Okay, very good. So now let's let's see what your home looks like. So we're just gonna leave this boarding school place or daycare facility that you're at. We're gonna leave that completely. And we're going to visit your home. So just drifting and floating to the place of your home in this lifetime as the little boy with brown hair and blue eyes. So drifting there and arriving there now. And you're there now. Can you describe your home? If you have a home, what does your home look like on the outside?
Yeah, it's just, it still feels like that school, and it's just this really tiny room.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even feel like there's like a window or anything. There's a really small bed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and now, so you're in the room. Okay, now see yourself eating a meal. And when you're eating the meal, you'll be surrounded by your family or the people that you live with. So you're eating your meal now. Can you describe what is it that you're eating and also who is with you?
Bread, I guess, like oatmeal, and sometimes it feels like there's other kids around. Um, Feels like there's this lady that comes and visits me a lot, but it almost feels like I'm more of, it's almost like they're doing tests or something. Like it feels like I'm more just like a project than a child.
Hmm. So you feel like a project or an experiment?
Yeah, it almost feels like people come in to like check on me,
Hmm.
but I don't feel family or anything.
Tell me more about that. How do they check on you? What do they do to check on you?
They're just like monitoring my heart rate, um, like
Mm-hmm.
asking me to like seeing where I'm at, if I can like read, and even like spiritual abilities. Like I got a vision of in the Matrix where they have those little kids in the room and one of them can like bend the spoon. That's
Like
kind of like the
like
vision that I got.
the Stranger Things.
Yeah, I've never seen that, but yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what we're going to do, you're doing so amazing. What we're going to do is we're gonna just close that scene and we're gonna see how did you end up here? And to explore that, we're gonna go to the time of your birth. So just drifting back and back. Can you describe what you're experiencing?
Yeah, just it feels like I was born to be in this place. Like, um, I came in through a bloodline. Like, I I don't know if it's like a royal bloodline, but it's a bloodline they said that's like really important on Earth right now. And so I was born into this bloodline. Um, and the other kids here are part of this bloodline too.
Hmm. So do you get the sense that you were born in that facility?
Yes,
Okay. So then you've known that place since you were born. Is that correct?
yeah.
Okay. Were you able to determine if your birth was from your mother or how were you brought into this world?
So it feels like yeah, mom, but also it feels like almost like you're bred for the bloodline. So there's incest and there's incest and then also like it felt like my mom was a very like spiritually gifted. Like they chose her to try to breed in spiritual like high spiritual gifts into the bloodline.
And when you say they chose her, who chose her? The facility or who?
Just like the people keeping their bloodline pure.
Mm, very good. Very good. So, what we're going to do is we're going to Leave the scene and drift to an important day where something is going on and there is information we'd like to find. So just moving to that important day in this lifetime as the little boy in this facility, arriving there now at this important day. What is going on? What do you experience?
It feels like I was beaten really badly. It feels like
And
I'm just like hovering over my body.
so you feel like you've been beaten very bad and you're hovered over your body.
Yeah. Like it's like it was so intense, it just feels like I'm out of the body. Like I'm still
Okay.
attached to the body, like it's not like the body's that like is dead, but
Okay.
it feels like I'm just out of the body. Like it's just too much, and so
Hmm.
I'm
Very
out of the
good.
body.
Yes, that's very good. You can just observe it as a third person view. You don't have to feel any of the physical sensations. Now, how old do you feel in this moment?
Probably like 6.
Hmm. And where is it that you're located now? Is it the same room?
Yeah, it's still the same place.
Can you see who was the one beating you?
It just was like,
Are they in that room? Are they in that room with you?
no, I'm alone now. I don't know, it just feels like people would like come in. It almost feels like people would like pay to do this.
Can you tell me more about that?
Like people pay to like sexually abuse like pure bloodline children. And then yeah, I don't know, it feels like a trafficking or something.
Mm-hmm, very good. Are you wearing any clothes at the moment? And if you are, can you describe what state it is in, your clothes?
I just feel like I'm laying in the bed and like yeah, I'm just bruised really bad.
And where is it that you feel the pain in your body? Is it everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like there's anything broken or does that feel fine? And
No,
you can
not
just
broken.
have a
And
moment.
afterwards, it almost feels like a nurse came in to make sure that like it wasn't permanent damage, or it's like make sure I was going to survive it. Like it
Mm.
almost feels like it's monitored while it's happening.
So let's see what happens next. Just seeing what happens next. And keeping in mind, you don't have to feel the sensations, you can simply observe it. What happens next?
I feel like I'm in the middle of like this ceremony thing. It's really dark outside, and I'm like on this table. There's other kids around me, and it feels like they're like draining my blood.
Hmm. So you said that you're in a ceremony
Yeah, or like
and
a
that
ritual.
the ritual ceremony, it's dark, there are people around you, and you feel like they're draining your blood.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now remember, you can just observe this. Can you describe What do the people around you, what do they look like, or what are they wearing?
They're in like these black robes.
Tell me more.
Um, some of the kids are like dressed up as animals, so it's weird. um, and some of the kids have brown robes on. Like there's some like older kids that it
Mhm.
feels like they've always been a part of this. Um, and they're wearing like brown robes.
So the older kids are wearing brown robes, and
Yeah,
the younger kids, you said they're dressed like animals.
yeah.
What are you dressed like?
Just feels like I'm like laying naked on this table.
Are you in the center of a room, or where are you located?
It feels like it's outside, but yeah, I'm just like on this table, like in the center of this ritual.
Can you describe how is it that they're draining your blood?
They cut like my arm, it feels like, and they're
Hmm.
draining it because like they like the like pure blood for ritual,
Hmm.
and they
So,
like to like they rape their own bloodlines
I'm
because they
sorry,
feel like
can
it's
you?
more like they sexually abuse their own bloodlines because they feel
Hmm.
like it's more powerful.
Mm, okay, so they sexually abuse their own bloodline because they feel it gives them more power.
Yeah, like they feel like it's more pure for their intentions, I guess.
Do they use this blood in rituals?
Yeah,
So, do you get a sense of why you were chosen?
just because I was like a part of that pure bloodline.
Hmm. And you still feel 6 years old?
Yeah,
So they're draining your blood. And where does that blood glow? Are you able to see? Does it just drip, or are they collecting it?
yeah, it feels like they're collecting it for like their ritual.
And what are you thinking in this moment?
It's like I feel like it's not even the pain. It's just like I feel really lightheaded.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
Do
feels like
you
I'm starting to like I feel like I'm starting to like go in and out. And when I open my eyes, there's just like this little boy in front of me that I keep like just making eye contact with.
now look into that little boy's eyes, and you can have a deep knowing if you know this little boy, if you've seen him before or had any other lifetimes with this little boy. As you look into his eyes, what is your connection with that little boy?
It's Aaron Carter.
Tell me more.
I don't know. He's just like he's giving me this look like it's okay to go. Like you've been through a lot and it's okay to go.
Is he in the brown robe or the animal? How is he
No,
dressed?
he looks different. Like it looks like it's almost like he's just like he's being forced to watch it. Feels like he's not a part of it. He's just being forced to watch.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you able to see the faces of the adults, or is it covered?
I feel like one of the like younger ones, um, like in a brown robe, that is actually doing a lot of like Like the one that cut me is Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm. And how
And
old
then
does
the,
he appear?
I don't know, he looks younger, like maybe like young adult, like 20s or something. And
Mm-hmm.
then the ones in the black robes are old. They're like old white guys,
I'm sorry, they're old what?
like old white men.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Very good. And then what about the other? You mentioned there's another person?
There are more, but like those are the ones that they showed me, I guess.
Very good. Now, just connecting back with Aaron Carter, connecting with him on a deep soul and quantum level. Does he have any messages that he would like to share with you?
Yeah, it just feels like a brother sister thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I don't know, like it feels like we have these plans to like support each other later in life.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So, can you tell me what happens next? So, you're laying on the table. Can you describe what material the table is made of?
Mm, like just like this granite or something, like this pure black stone. And I'm just like going in and out of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And what happens next?
I don't know, I feel like Aaron's like telling me like it's okay to go, like you don't have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like it feels like we came into that life together with these plans, like not just me and him, but like all of these kids. Like it feels like all these kids and these rituals and stuff. We came in with this plan that we were gonna like infiltrate these bloodlines, and we were going to bring awareness to what was happening in rituals. And then actually being in it, just it feels like so much for my soul to handle. And I feel like Aaron was the one that was like, it's okay to leave. Like, you don't have
Mm-hmm.
to keep going through this. Like, you can do something else, or like, you can come back a different way. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it was like with his blessing that I was like, okay with the decision to go. And so then I got an image of like the little boy dying. But it was like, I didn't have to die in that moment, but I chose it.
Okay. So you chose to because it was just a lot to take, or now that you're on the other side, looking at that life, can you tell me more? What was the lesson? What was the purpose? And ultimately, why did you decide that you could move on? And it is okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay. Whatever has already happened, and you're on the other side. And looking back, you can see that life in a whole new perspective. And as you look at that life, what would you say was the lesson?
Unconditional love, like to find the love in all of it. Um,
Very
even in the
good.
things that like even in the things that we can't see the love in, like how do you find the unconditional love?
Very good.
And
And
then I guess also just like the strength of the soul, like the soul can get through anything.
mhm, very good. And now looking back at that life as you learned those lessons, What would you say was the purpose of that life?
Just to like bring awareness to the things happening, I guess. Like,
Mm,
even if I didn't finish that life, that's okay because I can still bring awareness to it now.
mhm. Yes, very good. And how can you bring awareness to it now?
Just to like honoring it and holding a space of love for it. Um, Helping other people see it, things differently, like from a place of love.
Mm, very good. Very good. In the first lifetime, you brought her to a a galactic a war with AI and the blue grays. Why did you choose this lifetime for her to see?
She's still been holding on to judgment around the galactics, and so we thought it would be fun to show her a very galactic lifetime that maybe she would see she's still holding judgment around. Because even as she was starting to get the vision, she was thinking, oh God.
Mm-hmm.
um, so just continuing to like release judgment around these things because there's a
Mm-hmm.
place for all of it. It's all important. It's all a part of the path.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really about just like finding the love in all of it, finding the God in all of it because it's all
Very,
creation.
very good. And is that lifetime affecting her in any way in this lifetime, or was it just brought forth to give her this message?
Just to show her where she's still holding judgment. And just it's okay to release this.
And where is she holding judgment?
The judgment that she places on two things. So recently she's asked to be shown where she's still holding judgment for certain things. And so we're continuing to show her the layers that she can continue to work through.
Hmm. So after today, how what will she notice differently with her judgment? How will she feel differently after today?
It is her choice to see the love in everything. So it's her choice how she feels differently.
Okay. Is this judgment was this something that was newly placed on her, or is this something that she has and just needs to work on? What is the root cause of that judgment? Does it serve a purpose, that judgment?
Yeah, just showing her where she can embrace more love.
So,
Um,
so was this letting her know it's okay to still talk about the galactics, or does this have anything to do with her throat chakra? Can you describe more about that for her?
yeah, they're showing me it like a fear of judgment when I speak about these things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Especially when it comes to like my boyfriend's family and stuff because they're very Christian. And so just like the fear of judgment from others.
Mm-hmm. All right, but it's okay to release that judgment.
Yeah, it's just illusions that I've created.
Very good. So it's just an illusion that you've created, and now that you understand this and have accepted this into your awareness, you can easily release that judgment and feel free to speak on the matters of the heart. Very good. Now, what about showing us the lifetime of the child sacrifice? What should she know about that?
Like it feels like I keep hearing closing. Like it feels like it's like the last step of like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're trying to show me.
Oh, sure, yes. Allow everything to come through and then you can describe it after.
I just heard trusting myself, like um, it's all that was given to me, but it's very similar also to like another story I heard. Like it didn't have those people in it, but it was just like a similar experience. So I was like, am I just living that person's experience? Is that even mine? And I just heard like trust yourself, trust your intuition.
Mm-hmm. What name did you go by in that lifetime?
Jordan,
Jordan, and what was your last name?
they're not saying anything.
That's okay. That's okay. May I ask questions?
Yes,
Okay. Who is Aunt Charlotte? Sierra heard Aunt Charlotte is here the moment she wakes up from her sleep, but does not have an Aunt Charlotte. Who is Aunt Charlotte? And is this someone she should be connecting with?
I heard the name Carlisle, like Jordan Carlisle.
So the last name was Carlisle?
Yeah, I guess. Hmm. They're showing me just like this lady that I used to work at TJ, or I used to work at JC Penney with when I was like 16. Her name was
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte, but she was like not a very nice lady.
Mm.
Also that she wasn't nice. Like she just seemed tired. Like um, but they're saying that like I've known her as a soul for a really long time, and that she's passed away now, and that she would like to speak to me.
She'd like to speak to you?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and surrounded with protection of Christ's light, we'll go ahead and call in the soul of Aunt Charlotte. Just see her come through. She can take any form, any shape. Just allow her to come through right now and be present there with you in this quantum field. So that way she can connect with you.
I got an image of like it almost looks like a Pokemon. like, uh, it's like, okay, Pokemon has different versions of the Phoenix. I don't remember what they're called, but I just got this image of like this huge white bird with like blue flames
Okay, very good. So, and what message would she like, or why does she want to connect with you?
to show me that like most people in this lifetime I have a connection with. Like even just people that I come into contact with that I don't even like maybe it's just like a conversation or like people I went to school with that maybe I said one word to. It's like I probably know them on a soul level because there's not as many souls here as we realize. And that we all know each other. Like our connection is much deeper than all of us realize. And so
Mm,
they're showing me like this lady at TJ Maxx that like not at oh my gosh, I keep saying TJ Maxx, but this lady at JC Penney when I was like 16 that I barely even spoke to. Like I have a soul connection to her and I have a soul connection to like most people around me.
mm, that is so beautiful. Well, now that you know this, um, you'll be able to connect with her, especially as this is a soul connection. This is a benevolent connection. Now, moving on, thank you so much for that. Moving on to the next question. Sierra had a dream where she was in her old home and there was a snake and an alligator fighting. And in that dream, I believe she said the alligator won the fight. What was the reason that she had that dream?
It's like to connect more to like the primordial instincts within myself. Like it's like intuition, but on a body level. Like almost like using my survival instincts to my advantage, like being more aware of my surroundings, um, like really listening to what my body needs and like being so aware of where my body is at that I'm not even tempted by like the temptations in my life.
And what did her child home represent? Was that the body?
Yeah, and like the level of my unconscious program.
And what did the snake represent? The body, the home was the unconscious program?
Yeah, and the snake was like the temptations, like almost like it felt like I was at war with myself.
Mm. And then with the alligator defeating the snake, was that what did that represent? And what did the alligator represent? Was the alligator the primordial?
Yeah, like the primordial, but it's almost like intuition and my primordial instincts. So I
Okay.
can overtake the snake.
Mm-hmm. And why did she have that dream? Was it also symbolic with what was going on in her life in that time period of her life?
It's very symbolic of like my habits with food and eating. And I'm pretty sure I had that dream like right before a 3 day fast. So
Oh,
it's
amazing.
like intellectually connecting with my body on a deep level to know if it's in survival, um, and to teach it. Like it feels like I am able to like completely control my body, or like just have not control, but like have dominion over the physical body.
Mhm.
So just coming back to safety,
Mhm.
being aware of like my behaviors,
Very good. And the home, would that also represent that safety or
like the known, like
the
the familiar.
mhm. Very good. Thank you for that explanation. So in the future, when she has dreams of a snake, would that be a different interpretation each time? Or can she equate that to representing some form of temptation in her life?
Yeah, so temptation, and not just temptation, but power. Like this idea of being more powerful than your temptation.
Mm-hmm.
So we're showing her a dream where she like was just like face to face with a cobra, looking at it in the eyes. And so it's just like, are you more powerful than the cobra?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Thank you for that. Now, she had another dream where she was in sleep paralysis and the Greys threw her out of the body. She wants to know, was she thrown into a dimensional space or was it an out of body experience? And the reason is because um, when she had this dream, she was not able to see her physical body in that space. So
they're,
what
they're showing me
what
I was,
happened?
yeah, they're showing me I was thrown into an astral projection. I wasn't thrown into an out of body. Like I didn't actually leave the body, but I was thrown into like another dimensional space in the astral. So that's why when I went and looked at my body wasn't there. Like they're saying with an out of body, your body will always be on the bed. Like you will always be able to see your body no matter what in an out of body experience. But if you're in an astral projection, you won't always see your body, and you'll be
So
mostly more like in the astral realm, or like in the dream space in your own thought forms.
mhm. so so she in that moment she had an astral projection within her dream space,
Yeah.
which would make her experience unique to herself and that
Yes.
dimensional. And so could that have been that she was that like the dream world, or how do you describe that dimensional space?
Her own thought forms that she's created.
Her thought forms. And was she thrown out with the help of the Greys, or why were they a part of that?
Again, to show her where her judgments are. So she has like this preconceived idea that grays are bad, or that like um or maybe there's even fear around alien abduction, just like still showing like these deep rooted fears that maybe she didn't even realize she had, and how to release judgment of them. So if she can like ask the grays for help, then she can release that judgment. And then it was just kind of like to show her how powerful it is when we ask for help.
And were those manifestations of her thought patterns, or were they actually Greys there who helped her?
There are Zeta grays around her that are like very benevolent, um, that kind of observe her from far, and we allowed them to come in for that.
Mm, very good. And what should she know about her future? What can you say that will help her with her future astral projection experiences?
Just continue to trust the process, um, and continue to like release the fear around it.
Hmm. So, w- s- so an out of body is different than an astral projection. Can an astral projection lead to an out of body experience? Is there a need for an out of body experience, or is it the same theme?
An astral projection is in a dimensional space, most likely in your own thought forms, on the astral plane. Whereas an out of body experience is actually like a near death experience where it's taking you to the other side. It's taking you into the spiritual realm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then she can be conscious that when she has those type of dreams, they are an actual astral projection, not to have fear, and then she can explore it. And that it's all within her own headspace.
An astral projection, yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Now, how can she stay calm in sleep paralysis?
Meditation. So meditation is going to train her body and train her nervous system to stay calm during those events, and then just like the full gnosis and trusting that that she's safe and that her soul, nothing can actually harm the soul.
Mhm. And what is the best way for her to exit the body?
To roll,
To roll?
to roll, or to ask for help.
Okay, so like how she asked for help and they catapulted her out of the body.
Yes,
Now, what if you're rolling and your physical body is also waking up? What do you do in that moment?
come back to the center, relax the physical body, and wait until you have like a sign that your soul is disconnecting. So until you feel those vibrations, or until you like hear different sensations, then roll. Like you'll start to feel your soul almost like floating through your body. If you feel like the physical body is moving, then it's not the right time.
Mhm. Very good. Thank you for that. Now, was that lifetime that we just saw with Erin Carter, um, where she was being drained of her blood, named Jordan Carlisle? Was that her one of her actual past lives?
I heard it, yes, because it's all of our past lives. Like it's almost like since we're not separate, it's our past life too. So I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, very good. And just wondering, Jordan, the name Jordan Jordan Carlisle, um, is that related to the Carlisle group, that family, the Carlisle group? Is he related to the Carlisle group?
Yes, but it's all the same bloodline.
It's all the same bloodline. Okay, thanks so much for that. Um, is that why she feels a soul connection to a lot of musicians? Or why does she feel a soul connection to a lot of musicians that feels deeper than just enjoying their music?
Yeah, they're showing me Aunt Charlotte again. That it's like if we feel like we have a soul connection to certain people, just to trust it because we do. Like, a lot of it comes from like worthiness of like I don't feel like I'm worthy that I've known that person,
Mm-hmm.
but on a soul level, you've had so many lifetimes and like you've been in this construct um, with these souls before. And so just to trust the connections that you're feeling because they're real.
Okay, very good. So another message for her to trust herself.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thanks for that. And now, as we're connected with the higher self of Sierra, I would also like to invite in Archangel Raphael, if he can please join you today as well. And with you and Archangel Raphael can help with Sierra's next question. She wants to know, how can she get rid of her cold, or how can she heal her body of any mold toxicity that can be coming from her apartment until she moves out? So, what can she do in the meantime to help her while she's living there? And how can she rid herself of this cold?
Mm, I don't know. I don't like the Archangel Raphael's here. Like he feels weird.
Okay, so we'll just ask Archangel Raphael, thank you for joining, and you may exit. Thanks for coming. And now that he's gone, settle back into your energy with your higher self. And what does your higher self guide you to do?
Yeah, they're just saying like continue what I'm doing, like just spend time outside, that I'll be fine. Um, this is a great opportunity to practice presence and just keep eating healthy.
And keep eating healthy. Okay. Now, can we shine in that Christ light and that healing golden energy to go through all the cells, all her chakra centers, and just to help clear her energy, clear any mold, any toxicity, just any stagnation, anything that does not need to be in her body. Let's clear her and charge her energy so she's healthy and strong. And please let me know when that's done.
Yeah, it just feels like a wave of love.
Very good. Thank you for that. Now, being surrounded by the protection of Christ's light, how can Sierra get rid of the dark energy in her parents' basement?
I just heard like when the time comes, I'll know.
Is this not the time to know?
Yeah, but like I've played my part. Um, and of course I can continue to pray, but like family members have decisions to make. Like, um, I've done my part that I was meant to play for now.
Okay. When will she know it's time um to get rid of that dark energy permanently? How will she know?
I just heard I'll know. Like I don't even have to question it. Like I'll just know.
Okay. And does that and she heard in her dream she's here to teach divine protection. How does she balance peer recovery and teaching divine protection? And is that what's going to help get rid of the dark energy, or is that separate?
Yeah, it's here to teach me how to work with these things, how to not be afraid of these things. Like to understand the legal authority that some of these things have. Like we can't just send some of these things back. Like they're allowed to be there. It's actually like bringing my family closer. Um, so to just trust the process and let go. Like it's
Mm.
like another layer of just letting go and trusting.
And
And
she
that
can. Hmm.
um like it's time to just like let go. Like I don't have to worry. Like I just have to trust the process and just
Hmm.
like wake up in the day and ask, like, what am I doing today? And I'll
Hmm.
always be guided.
Very good. And everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for that. And now, how will she balance peer recovery and teaching the divine protection?
Life is about to get a little bit busy. Um, so like really staying motivated, listening to her body. Like now is the time to like really put into practice what she's been learning.
Hmm. Any other messages you want to give her about her new path?
No, just that we are so excited for her. Um, not to get overwhelmed by like the mold in her apartment or the things happening with her family.
Hmm.
Just
To
trust the
not get over,
process. Yeah.
to trust and not get overwhelmed. Very good. And what should her focus of her Patreon be?
Just follow the excitement and follow, makes your heart happy, and you'll be
Very,
guided.
very good. So just going back to that, it doesn't have to be planned. She can just go with the flow and however she feels to just speak her truth in that.
Yes.
Very
Yeah, as
good.
long as she's authentic, it doesn't matter.
As long as she's authentic. Very good. Thank you so much for that.